Proceed, sir.
Right. So, continuing with this chapter 3, we are going into the third part of chapter 3, the third chapter of this book. Create your inner motive force. And you can see why the book is titled Inner Motive Force, because it's working on your inner being to create a force that is driving you towards fulfilling your destiny. And the third chapter is Create Your Own World. We've looked at the taking responsibility for designing. We are supposed to. We are wired that way. And then we talked about the potential on the inside, the engine, rev the engine. So let's move on. And their expectation is by the end of this, you should be able to identify your creative role in society. You should be able to identify your mind as your primary tool, and then explain how realities are formed through thoughts. Be able to describe the process of rebuilding your community, and then identify the hidden power of your environment and be able to reclaim your creative potential. That is desire. We will not achieve all of them in 25 minutes. We will just get to some point and stop and then finish up next week. But you are a creator, not a consumer. I believe by now that is not strange to you. But the core truth is that you are crafted in God's image. You are a creator, just like God is. He made us like himself, destined to reshape your world. That's the way we are wired, to reshape your world. Homes, roads, clinics, etc. that you see around. You see it on the extreme left. We've seen that picture before. That's the way this physical earth is or was when God put you in it and said everything is now perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything you look is very good. And he took you and put you inside that leftmost picture. How did the second one, that's the middle picture, how did it come about?
Community people started gathering and building, huts and mud houses.
Well, not really community, but you're right. Of course, community people, but really, it's just somebody that thought. Remember, there was no community at the beginning.
It's somebody's idea.
It's just an idea that came into somebody's mind. Somebody thought about that and transformed. It was a thought in people's minds that changed the environment from that leftmost picture to the middle one. And the person in whose mind that thing idea popped up, could be you. And even the right, how about the rightmost picture? How do you think that came about?
Someone also think.
Idea popped into somebody's mind. That's how the environment moved from the leftmost part to the rightmost part. It moved into the middle one first, and from the middle one to the rightmost part. It's somebody's mind. And that person could be you. Or could it not be?
It could be.
Yeah, sure. Could be you.
Sure.
So it's a natural heritage of your mind to architect your life and community. It's natural heritage of your mind. To wake up and find your community, maybe in the similitude of what is in the middle or even the leftmost part. Maybe that's the way it is now. No, not enough thought. So what is the difference between the leftmost picture and the rightmost picture? What is the difference? What created the difference between the leftmost picture and the rightmost picture?
Someone
thinking.
It's thinking.
Thinking, yeah.
It's thinking.
Yeah. Creativity.
Creative thinking. The middle one just shows you some people have thought. Something has walked through some people's minds. That's how the middle one gets. And when you the leftmost or the rightmost one, they just read that more things are happening in people's minds. That's how that rightmost one came to be.
That's true, sir.
Something has happened in people's minds. And you know, I stopped there. I could maybe, I guess, in a few years' time, it will be a different picture. There will be again, all this one will be pushed. Maybe there will be a fourth one by my right. They'll be very different from what is here. What will be responsible for that? Answer me.
By the extreme right.
Yeah,
What's
extreme.
responsible?
That rightmost one can be put. I say in few years to come, perhaps 10, 20 years, 30 years to 40 years to come, it will be a different picture. That one will be more. Another one, and I'm saying, what will be responsible for that?
More creative.
Creative
More
thinking
creative
mindset.
Creative thinking. So
another creative thinking mindset.
Your village where you live right now, maybe let's say in the middle. For many of us, it will be similar to closer to the middle one.
Yes.
What would change it from that middle one to anything else that you really want? What would change it to that?
Taking steps towards this thinking creative mind.
The thinking is what goes on in your mind that will create a new community. Again, it's not the government. It's you.
It's a thinking mind.
Mind. So natural heritage of our mind, to architect. That's what we spend the first part of this chapter 1. Architect. You are built to design it. Architect your life. And it's our natural heritage. And you will see later, if our parents and our grandparents were doing this the way we are designed, you and I, we have just walked in it as a natural way of functioning. We have functioned that was natural way of functioning. I told you last time, here it's natural for children to expect to do things in the future. From primary school, they see that they are giving homework and told to put a date in the future where they have to accomplish it. From primary school, nursery, primary, secondary, university, it's a given that they got to do something about the future. So it should be natural. As soon as you are born, it should have been natural. Very first time you saw the rightmost picture on TV, we all saw it in our villages, in TV. You saw it in a black and white TV. You should have been thinking, I'm going to change my community. That you probably coming back and say a new road. This kind of road is going to pass through here. In your mind, that's where you design it. A new community that will be. It's your thinking that will birth it. The construction site is first here. We just talked about the last one, how you put goals. By putting goals of the steps to get to that construction site, that new construction that's already built here, will begin to work on your skills. Because you put a goal that there will be electricity. Perhaps you know nothing about electricity. Then because it's become a goal, then you go and read to find out what it's about. And by reading to find out what it's about, to find out how to put it. Discover how to put it, and actually trying to put it, skill for being an electrician begins to develop. Here we are having a new dam than the one that came to our village. A new dam is being formed. As lights are coming up in our streets, or as a market being cleaned, a new dam is being formed. A new Vincent, a new David, a new any one of us.
Sure, sir.
Your mind is a world building tool. Your mind is a world building tool. Before the borehole, there was an idea. Before the school, there was a dream. Key truth, the tools, systems, and opportunities around you started as thoughts, all of them. Your role, don't just use these things. The chair you are sitting on, the camera you are looking at, to be looking at me. I said, don't just use these things. Add your own creations to the world. The world designing the new world hasn't finished. Add your own. Let your mind generate something new that will alter, and then put it in there. Other people can use too. Nigeria's proof. Dr. Nadi's story. A teacher in Anambra saw children walking 10 kilometers for water. Designed rainwater harvest system, now used in 30 villages. Your turn. What broken system in your community awaits your solution? Similar question to what we asked before. Waiting for your design. Number 2, so stop consuming and start creating. Consumer mindset says, who will fix these bad roads? Or these roads are so bad. They've got such a bad road. The government doesn't do nothing. Creator mindset, I'll mobilize youth to repair potholes. A new picture that I'll materialize. That's creator mindset. Always look around, wake up in the bush and see the bush and thinks of huts, or sees huts and thinks of skyscrapers. That's creator mindset. Consumer mindset says we need more clinics. Just taste the need. The creator mindset says I'll train village health workers. I'll create something new. Creator mindset repeats what he's looking at. No, sorry, consumer mindset repeats the state of what he's looking at. If he looks at Genesis, if a consumer mindset was there in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, he looks around, everything in chaos. He will simply repeat, everywhere is chaos. There's darkness. We don't have electricity. Everywhere is so chaotic. Everywhere. That's a consumer mindset. Because he wants to eat light, but there's no light to eat. So he starts complaining that there's no light. He's a consumer. He's looking for light to consume. And there was none. And since there's none, he complains about it. But the creator, the consumer says, no one helps farmers. The creator mindset says, I'll create a crop sharing co-op. I'll put something in with it. Because that's who I am. Action challenge. Identify one thing you use daily. Can you identify it? I say, for example, medicine, phone, food, stuff. What do you use daily, Dan? You're muted. Vincent, what do you use daily?
Phone.
Use your phone daily. Daniel, something else. Vincent said phone.
I use my sewing machine, sir.
Okay, sewing machine. Focus,
Yes,
what do you use daily?
My laptop.
Your laptop. What do you use daily? What else? You're muted.
I also use my books.
Okay.
Because I read on daily basis.
Good. Okay, use books. What do you use daily?
I use my cutting machine daily.
Okay. Chukwemeka.
So I use my Bible daily. I use my pick, I write.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, each of these you use daily. I want to think now. I said, what problem can I solve that improves how my community accesses these? Just think about the Bible. Use your Bible daily to write. So what problem can I solve that improves how my community accesses Bibles? Think about answering
Come
that.
again, sir, please. Come again.
You use sewing machine. You use sewing machine daily. Daniel. So you begin to think, why doesn't everybody have sewing machine? Why doesn't all the people that would like to sew? How come there are not more people sewing clothes? So what problem can I solve that will improve how my community accesses sewing machines or accessing sewing clothes? Basically, it's just showing you that it doesn't matter what it is that you are using. There is something you can do to make that accessible, to make that multiply impact in other people's lives. Whatever. Just the one I just picked, just access. And when I thought about that, I said, I use my phone daily. I said, what can I do to make my phone, to make phones accessible to more people? You think about that? You know, so your brain can begin to run some ideas. What can I do? What can I solve? What problem? What is the problem? What is making less people? Now, and I know particularly for those of you in Nigeria, people have phones in Nigeria, but of course, I keep constantly getting requests of better phones. So the one I have is not good enough. I can't connect. There are people genuinely that want to be. I've heard a training, and a lot of people are not able to stay because their phones are not good enough. And I begin to what is the barrier?
The background.
What's the barrier? What is keeping them from accessing the phone? What is keeping them from accessing good phones? For many of them will be funding. They don't have a fund for it. For some of them, they have phone, but the internet is not good enough. So there are barriers that my mind can come up with and say, this is what is putting the barrier. And then I begin to answer the question, what can I do to remove that barrier so they can have access better? And we're only talking about access to what already is. What we're talking about here now is more than just having access. That's just an illustration. So I can move ahead.
All right.
The third thing I want to bring across is you change Nigeria by changing your thoughts. I believe that you've seen it from the first two things I've said.
Yeah.
You change the environment. You change Nigeria by changing your thoughts. Your ideas birth reality. Think. How can we turn plastic waste to wealth? Act. Partner with women's groups to make recycled products. Enugu model, been already done. It's not a new thing, it's already been done. But how come it's not being done in your community? Answer the question. How come it's not being done in your community? Answer me. I need an answer.
We're not thinking in that direction.
Because we've not thought in that regard.
If you have not thought yet, no mind has conceived it in your community. It's waiting for a mind to think it. And that mind could be yours. It could be any of the people in your congregation. That's what the potential that I am looking at you every Sunday from the pulpit. Then build a micro factory employing 50 youths. Your ideas, just as an idea, birthing in somebody's mind can create things and change the community. Key habits for you to form. Dedicate 15 minutes daily to solution thinking.
Not complaints.
Not complaints. You are a creator. Please help me make everyone in your congregation develop that consciousness. Each of them is a creator. Creation isn't for Genesis. It's for believers. Believers who dare to
think
God-sized thoughts. Tomorrow starts in your mind today. It starts today. While others wait for government help, you will today sketch that community garden plan. You will today draft the proposal for a skills academy where they're waiting for the government. You will dream of a conflict resolution hub. You allow your mind to conceive it. Your mind is Nigeria's most untapped resource. Dig in. Your mind is your superpower. The divine distinction is that animals survive But
Humans invent. That's lovely.
Humans invent. The divine distinction. Think deeper. Bees build hives, but they don't imagine new designs. I showed you the picture, the first slide I showed you. Among the first slide I showed you. You saw the environment where humans used to, the human woke up in. He got a new design for where to live with huts, and yet got another design for where to live, skyscrapers. And I don't know how the next one will look like, but definitely there will be a new one. That's what you are carrying inside.
The story building in Dubai is suspended in the air.
That's what you're carrying the capacity for it. Each one of us, you're carrying it. Look at your congregation again. Every one of them is carrying it. Each one of them. Each one of them. Challenge. Are you stuck in busy mode? Okay, let me finish about that bees. I said the ants work hard, but they don't solve complex problems. You
can't dig borehole.
No, they can't dig boreholes.
They can't dig boreholes, even though they dig ground.
If they don't have water, they just stay there and die. They can't change the environment, can't change nothing. They can't think. They can't come up with new ideas. But you can dream, you can plan, you can innovate. That's your superpower.
That's your superpower.
You can move through that market with that and see clean environment, see new building, see that tonight, and be designing that market, where the perimeter of that market. You see a toilet there, another toilet there, another toilet there, another one there. And you can even, and then right in your paper in your room, you see human beings manning the toilets. And then you see water over there, maybe a borehole in the middle of it. Everything. You can, all that, your mind can conceive all of that. That's your superpower. So to challenge, I said, are you stuck in busy mode like ants, or thinking mode like inventors? While bees work hard and lions roar, only humans think and create. Your ability to analyze, innovate, and build solutions is your God-given edge. That's what puts you above animals. Without it, you're just busy, not transformative. Busy is not the same as impactful. That's the animal trap. Just being busy. Just being busy is the animal trap. Activity without thinking, like bees, running programs without strategy. But thinking creates. Like inventors, they design a youth skills curriculum. They design it because they know this curriculum will generate this effect. So they design it. From the effect they want, they design a curriculum to generate it. They think. I can be like ants, building without vision. Or you can be like architects that drafts a community health center plan. Get a vision that we talked about and design the plan, put on paper. Or you can be like lion, bold speeches without solutions. You can roar, make everybody afraid. No solution. Or you can be like engineers, installing solar panels for a village. They're constructing something that brings a solution. Nigeria wake-up call. Pastor Emeka in Sokoto, before, was busy with nightly prayer vigils, continually, yet problem remain unsolved. But after he analyzed root causes of banditry, from there he created farmer-herder mediation training and then reduced the conflicts by 70%.
Dan needs to say something here.
What do you want me to say?
Because this is exactly what we do, sir.
Ben, you are muted. We can't hear you. Ben.
And not strategize.
Ben, were you saying something? You are muted. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I say that actually this call for action now, and the action starts now. No more procrastinating and no more waiting.
Yep. Okay. Many cases. And you can tell there's more coming, much more coming, I'm telling you. But it's 10 o'clock, unless you want me to keep going. It's 10 o'clock.
Wow.
No. But I thank God. I'm looking forward to what God will do. I'm really praying for all of us. Really praying. Please, I believe you know what to pray. You know what to pray for each one of us. God,
so we know what to pray. It's just that the whole thing is this the right time to start that kind of prayer? Are we really, because prayer, I believe, is being backed up with action.
What
prayer
I mean
to me now, from the way I've understood prayer, is no more just a kind of theoretical practice. It's something or aspect. It's something you get involved. When you are praying, you're also seeing the light at the end of what you're praying about. So my question is, it seems to me the challenge is we have not really muzzled up ourselves to take the right action in that line of prayers too. Seems this thing, we need to just keep allowing it roll. Possibly maybe there's a time it gets to, then we have to. But for now, any prayer we are praying that has no action backed towards it, sir, like the challenges we are having right now. There is this rate of insecurity around here now. I think the church really needs to sit and think, how do we bring this to an end? And not just look at the government.
No,
we're looking at the government each time we gather.
It's your life. It's not the government the bandits are kidnapping. Government, you should know that already. I mean, they have already taken all the security forces and surrounded themselves with it so that they don't get kidnapped. It's you that is being kidnapped. So if you leave your security to them, you're in trouble. It's serious trouble. You can't outsource
serious trouble.
You cannot outsource your security to government. You have to work with God and take charge of your security. You got to.
Okay, sir, I want to say something in this security matter.
Yeah.
There is something that happened at Uromi. Uromi, that's Benin, Edo State, recently. The so-called bandits, they are acting like hunters. They use the guerrilla formula. They can just jump out, kidnap some people, and run back to the bush. But just 2 weeks ago, the Uromi youth now formed Hunters Association. Uromi Youth Hunters. They now move into the bush and trash it out with those bandits inside the bush. So, and they say that since the government cannot protect them, since the government cannot help them, that they need to wake up and help themselves.
You got to.
They now get their own hunter's gun, move into the bush, then trash it out with those bandits and the Fulanis inside the bush and chase them away.
You got to. And again, that thing started with as an idea in somebody's mind.
Yes.
Somebody considered that idea and then went and sold it to other people, and then they agreed, and they are acting it, and their community becoming different.
And it is working.
It's working, not government. It's a tool. They couldn't use the government tool. It's a government tool, and they could not use the government tool, so they have to come up with another way. They have a brain. They didn't outsource it to the government. They have a brain, can think. And when those of us who work with God, that's what God told us exactly. If you don't know what to do, He didn't say leave it to the government. He said, ask me. I thought what Daniel was saying is, am I willing to act? I think it was Uche, maybe Uche said something. Willing to act. You know, we've been sleeping so much, just lying down, doing nothing, and let everybody else be doing it. And now I'm being called to do something. And do you mean I have to do something? That's why we thought that work was punishment. And I thought I've escaped that punishment. Telling me now to take the punishment of security, being the one securing myself, punishment. We've overgrown that. Or we have to help other people overgrow that. So, but the prayer I meant really is really for God to help. I need, is the prayer of action I meant, Dan, when I say prayer. When I say you now know to pray, is from what you've exposed to now, you know what your responsibility is. Therefore, that's what to pray. God wants me to take action. You know, that lethargy, that drawback you feel inside, God knows. Yeah, God knows you're feeling it. And that's what I want to overcome. So that's what I'm praying against. That's what I'm asking God to. That's when I pray, I begin to, anything like I listen to these trainings, I see any line that help me overcome it. For example, when we talk about morning ritual, afternoon ritual, you know, any actions you take, I actually try to do those things. Write certain goals. I begin to reprogram myself. You will see a lot of it in this chapter.
Yeah.
Reprogramming your subconscious. That's where that drawback you're feeling, that's where it's coming from. It's the former programming trying to run itself automatically because it's in your subconscious.
It's been properly installed.
If you have the book, it's so well described in the book, the way it works. Well, we're actually coming more to it. Book 5, a whole, the title, book 5, when we get to it, can you read it? It's too small.
It's really small, sir.
Down here, subconscious programming. That's the title.
Okay, yeah, subconscious programming. I think I've seen the book.
Yeah, subconscious programming, the roadblock or highway to fulfilling destiny. It can be your roadblock to destiny fulfillment because you feel that drawback. It's something. It's a former programming because it runs automatic. It has been there for years, and you just want to run itself automatic. And now a new information is coming to the brain that, with your logic, you can see that information is correct. It's correct, but then what you want is for this information to run your life. But the former one is already installed. You've got to replace the programming. You have to do that. If you don't, then the subconscious program becomes a roadblock to your fulfilling destiny. But it's designed to be a highway. The reason why God built a capacity for subconscious is so that this thing happens from the inside. The doing happens from the inside. It's not a law somebody outside is making for you. It's your life. That's what he said in Deuteronomy chapter, in the book of Deuteronomy. This book of the law, is your very life. It was supposed to be programmed in your subconscious and drive your outward expressions. That's why he told Joshua, and I'm preaching to you now, Joshua 1:8, to meditate on this thing day and night, so that it becomes your subconscious programming. And we will do it. There are no two ways about it. That's the way life is designed to work, and it will work in me and work in you. Give it a deliberate attention. Meditate on these things. Meditate on it. Go through it again and again. I listen to this over and over, and I'm asking you to do the same. We come from the same background. Your parents and your grandparents and my grandparents have the same mind, and they have all raised us the way best they knew. We can't tell the same story to our children. Okay?
But I want to ask you this question, sir. Please, it's not to bring it in any way, but I just want you to have a kind of open mind to it, sir, in answering.
Go on.
So do you think if you had been in Nigeria up till now, you not really find yourself where you are right now, sir? Do you think you can really come up with this whole thing in impacting us with it, sir? Do you think you would have?
I'm not the one coming up with the things I'm sharing with you. They are being given to me to give. Now, the person who brought me out here is the person that need to answer the question. If Arinze was in Nigeria, will he be able to receive this if you gave it to him when he was in Nigeria? That's the question you want to ask.
Okay.
I am not coming up with it. It's being given to me. Because, and I told you before, that as I'm giving it to you, I'm learning it. I am designed, I'm reprogramming myself with it as well. I told you I'm doing that. And it's literally true. None of you pay attention to this more than I'm doing. I mean, now. It's not something I went to read in university and got a certificate for and graduated in. And now because I become an expert, now I'm trying to teach you as somebody who knows everything. It's not so. I am a mechanical engineer by training, and I am a practicing mechanical engineer. I go to work every day till now. I go to work Monday to Friday. I'm in full-time employment as a mechanical engineer. I go to work full-time. But this has been connected into my spirit. And as I started responding to God, information kept coming to me. It came to me, I described briefly how it even started. I told you, I think I told you here how it started. And it just been building up. Just been building up. Almost every session I have, more and more. You had Obadiah talk last time, saying that what I'm doing with you now is much more highly impactful and practical than what I did with them. If I knew what I'm telling you now when I was doing with them, I would have told them that. I didn't know it when I was talking to them. So a lot of things that you are seeing here, I'm also seeing it for the first time. But I spend a lot of time trying to get them. I try to get them. So when I get them, I mean, they change me. I don't have words to describe how they impact me. I put them together, and then I try to give them to you. But as I'm giving it, I told you that the workbook I asked, I'm doing them myself. I'm doing them myself. And when you are not doing them, I know what I'm getting out of them. I just put my hands in my head. Say, I just wish this, how am I going to make these people see what I am seeing? Do they know what they said? They are oh my God. I don't know what was to you to express the way I feel. If you treat this thing lightly, I don't know how to express it. But I'll just believe God. He knows what he's trying to do. I just know. And I'm asking him to help me to be faithful on my part on what he wants to do. I know he will succeed. If I am faithful, I know God will succeed. I trust him for that.
Maybe this should also be a mind shift for us that are really receiving this. Because we could easily get trapped in this whole thing as a way, maybe through the platform through which we came into it. All right. How many of you here are interested? There is this training that will be online. If you know you'll be interested, list yourself or put your name right down. go through the whatever link, submit to this thing, without really connecting to it that this is God, literally coming to us, bringing us up to speed with mindset changing, as in to change the way, to update our way of reasoning, our way of looking at this thing that has been fixed before now. So if we construct this thing to look like this is a kind of training that's someone up there in UK is, downloading to us, and not seeing God being the one doing this, maybe we'll miss it. Because what you just dropped now, that based on the question I just asked, that even you, the whole thing is that's just God impacting you with it.
Yeah.
Then let's take it that way too, that God is the one impacting us with this knowledge, because at the end, it will help us more. It will give us more credibility, because here we love it when we say, God told me last night that there are 5 people here that he's going to visit. We get more excited than just making it a literal statement. So I want to still submit that. Let's also see it this way, that this is God himself transforming our mindsets.
I know, so
impacting us with what we should.
I know, so for me. And that's why I'm asking you, when I said, you now know what to pray. That's what I meant. God is desiring to do something. I am responding to him as my spirit is picking up. And I'm praying, and that's what I said about prayer, that he helps you connect with him and respond to him too. That's what I'm praying for you about. I'm asking you to pray for all of us in the same vein. Yeah?
Maybe because we're not reading much scriptures here. So it may look as if it's not God.
Okay. Well, I thought I'm using...
When we are reading scriptures, each line you bring scriptures out. Each line you bring scriptures out. Maybe.
Well, I can. I can, but that's not the structure. I don't think that's what we're supposed to do. I don't think that's what we're supposed to do. Well, everything we are doing, and you are ministers of God, so you can find scriptures for yourself. You can do that. This training is structured not just for Christians, it's for the whole population, everybody. But we will not even hesitate to bring out scripture where we need to bring out
necessary,
yeah. Not hesitate to do that, because we are not hiding scripture. Instead, we are expounding scripture. That's what we are doing.
Exactly.
Okay. Anyway,
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
God bless.